welcome to Easy Cooking. I'm going to show you how to make caramelized pork with egg. It's called Thit minced. So you eat this with pickled veg, which I'll show you in the other video. You're going to need boiled eggs. I normally judge 1 egg per person and about 3 to 4 blocks of pork per person. So I have 600 grams of belly pork here, which I brought from Asda. You can buy this from any supermarket. You're going to need coconut water, 500 mils, 500 mils of hot water, but you don't have to boil the water just yet. I'm just doing it to show you first. So 500 mils of coconut water, 500 mils of hot water. You're going to need sugar, salt, MSG, chicken powder, one onion or shallots, 4 cloves of garlic, and 2 sticks of spring onions. We're going to use all of it. Fish sauce, I forgot to put in dark soy sauce, but you're going to need that. I want to show you my teaspoon. So chop your spring onion at the end in half. You're going to need to crush the spring onion. I'm going to use a crusher to crush it in a bit, but if you don't have one, you can mince it all up. Crush your garlic. You're going to need 4 cloves. You can mince it up really fine, but I'm going to crush all mine in a crusher so I don't have to have it too fine. Slice your onion. You want this very fine. We want the whole onion. You can use onion or shallots. The onion will help the pork not be smelly, so I like to put a lot of onion in there. Mince it up as fine as you can. If you've got a blender, that's even better. So with the pork, cut it about 3 to 4 centimeters, so about 1.5 inch. I use my finger to measure, about three of my fingers. Cut up into big cubes. With the you want it to be quite big. But if you're cooking for kids, you can chop this up quite small, it's fine. So with the pork, you have to wash it in salt water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. This will help get rid of the smell. It will clean all the bacteria. Put it into cold water. Leave it to sit for 2 minutes. Drain out the salt water. Run it underneath cold water just to clean up the salt. Just for a few seconds. We're going to crush your garlic and spring onion. So we've got 4 cloves of garlic and half a spring onion in there. Crush it until it's all minced up into a paste. Get your bowl of pork. You're going to need 1 small teaspoon of salt, 1 small teaspoon of MSG. My teaspoon is very small. I will show you later the size. There, my teaspoon is on the right hand side and the normal teaspoon is on the left hand side. So when I say teaspoon, you have to be careful with what teaspoon you have in the house. So 1 small teaspoon of chicken powder, but fill it up. So now we have salt, MSG and chicken powder in the bowl. Add in your garlic and crushed spring onion. If you have a blender, that's even better. You can blend the garlic and spring onion with the whole onion together. But I haven't, so I had to do it manually. If you can turn the spring onion, garlic and the onion into a paste, your tikka will taste a lot better. So add the whole minced onion into the bowl. You may add stars and chili if you want to, you don't have to. Give this a good rub. I forgot to mention you're going to need dark soy sauce, 1 small teaspoon. So add 1 small teaspoon of soy sauce. You don't have to add too much. I'm just using dark soy sauce for colour, not for flavour. I hate my meat being white when I'm eating, so a little dark soy sauce will help it, have like a golden brown. You may add black pepper if you like your food spicy, or chili. You can crush up the chili with the garlic and pull it in. Leave it to marinate for 30 minutes. It have to be 30 minutes at least, or you can leave it overnight if you've got more time. You can buy any of this from Asian market, supermarket. Boil your egg for 20 minutes. I normally judge 1 egg per person. My kids love egg in their tikka, so I always put like a few extra eggs. After boiling for 20 minutes, take it out, put it into cold water for 10 minutes, and then you can peel. Put that aside. Heat up a pan for a good 1 minute. When pan is hot, add in 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use any oil you like. So after 1 minute or 2 minutes, the pan's hot, add in your marinated pork. Make sure you marinate the pork for at least 30 minutes. Leave it in the fridge. I'm cooking mine straight away to show you. So cook it on the cooker for a good 10 minutes. Keep turning it. Make sure you keep turning the pork so it doesn't burn. I have mine on full heat. So after 5 minutes of cooking the pork, get a non-stick pan. Turn it on. Make sure the pan's really hot before you put in the oil. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. I try to use quite healthy oil. So add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Leave that for a good 1 to 2 minutes until the oil is really hot. You can't make caramelized sugar if the oil is not hot. So make sure the oil is really hot. I have my fire on full heat, very high. So add in 2 tablespoons of sugar. Spread it quite evenly so it doesn't burn. 2 tablespoons of sugar. I won't put the sugar too full to the top. Just give that a good mix. You want the caramelized to turn gold and not dark brown. If you turn dark brown or black, just throw it away and do it again. Otherwise your pork will taste disgusting. So make sure it just literally turn gold. Pour that into your pork and make sure your pork fire is on full heat. If the pork fire is not on full heat, when you pour in the caramelized sugar, the sugar will turn into a little block of sugar. So pour it in on full heat. Everything has to be on full heat. So to pour it in, give it a good stir. Do it really quick. You have to be really fast this next few minutes. This is the hardest part in making tikka. When you pour in the sugar, just give it a stir so that it's evenly in the meat. Keep stirring for a good 2 minutes. Do it really fast so the sugar don't burn or turn into a little block. When the pan's cold, the sugar will turn into like thicken up really quickly, so make sure your pan's hot. So after 2 minutes cooking the sugar, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. 3 full tablespoons of fish sauce, okay? If you want it more salty, you can add a little bit more salt later. Well, a little bit more fish sauce later on. Give this a good stir for 3 minutes. By this time, put your fire down to medium heat. I would say medium-high heat. But you're standing there to watch on the pot, so it's not going to burn anyway. So after 3 minutes of cooking, we're going to add 500 ml of coconut water. Bring it to boil. So cook until the broth is boiling. When the broth starts boiling, add in your boiling water, 500 ml of boiling water. Give it a stir. Leave that to boil. So leave it to cook on high heat until the broth is boiling. Make sure you keep your eye on it so it doesn't like burn. So now that it's boiled, after 5 minutes it's boiling. Get your pressure cooker ready. The reason I use a pressure cooker because I don't have time. I always have to go and pick up the kids or got loads of housework to do. So I'd rather cook in 1 hour instead of cooking for 3 hours. So pour it into the pressure cooker. Leave that to cook for 25 minutes. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you can cook it in that same pot, but it's going to take you 2 hours. You have to keep watching it on medium-low heat for 2 hours. But if you do have a pressure cooker, cook it in a pressure cooker for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, leave it to stand, let the air out for a good 5 minutes, then open. You can use the same pan. Pour your pork over. Your pork should be really tender by now. After 25 minutes, it should be really soft. You can leave it in for half an hour if you like, but 25 minutes is just right for me. Get your boiled eggs ready. So you're going to need a fork. Pierce the fork about 1/3 down, touching the core of the egg. You want the juice to go right into the core. You can make about 4 to 5 holes. Place your egg into the pot. Give it a stir softly. And leave this to cook for a good 10 to 15 minutes on low medium heat. You can cook this a lot longer if you want to, but just make sure you keep your eye on the broth. But I say 15 minutes should be enough. Give the broth a taste to see if it's to your family taste buds. You may need to add more sugar or more fish sauce. But just remember my teaspoon is very small. So compared to a normal large teaspoon, you probably need half of the salt and half of the sugar. You can now take it out to eat. I normally give about 3 pieces of pork per person and 1 egg. Give them a bit of broth. And then you will serve it with pickled vegetables, which we already made, with white rice. So that's quite a nice dish for dinner. You can leave it in a fridge and eat it for about 2 to 3 days, but I like to eat mine in 1 day. If you make a big pot, then you can freeze it and put it away. This is the outcome of your pork and egg. The pork should be very tender and soft. Here's your pickle that we made a few days ago. And you eat it with white rice. I hope you enjoyed this with your family and kids. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.